been getting asked a lot of questions about my cheat days, so I wanted to make this video and answer all the questions at once. And for those of you who are new, or if you don't know, I lost 130 pounds, and shortly after I lost all of my weight, I started building cheat days into my meal plan. So, the first set of questions that I've been getting asked is, why have cheat days in the first place? Why not just maintain and eat the same amount all the time? So, currently, I'm eating 1,619 calories a day. I do 50 minutes of cardio 5 days a week, and I lift weights 3 times a week. Plus, I have a very active job. So if I were to eat the same amount of calories for the rest of my life and try to maintain that amount of activity, which the cardio and the weights have helped me totally reshape my body after losing the weight, so it's important that I fuel that. This is what happens to me physically. I start losing motivation. I feel weaker when I'm lifting weights. I start feeling like I need to sleep all the time. My energy just goes right down. But then, because I need to sleep all day, at night, my sleep is very restless and I have an incredibly hard time sleeping at night, and I wake up really early, and then kind of all just compounds. Plus, as I get lower on food because I've been eating the same calories and doing that much activity, I have no food left, and in my system, I've depleted all my glycogen, and I start to get constipated and really bloated, and it's incredibly uncomfortable. And then I can't get a good weight on the scale because I'm so bloated all the time, and my results kind of just stall. Also, because my results, they stall, I can't build or keep my muscle anymore. I just lose my muscle. I stop losing fat, and I end up just being flappy loose skin with no muscle, and that's not the way that I want to be. And I know someone's probably gonna say, well, you need to eat more fiber. You need to eat more fruit. My day, if you ever watch my full days of eating, I eat a ton of fruit. I eat a ton of veggies. I eat lots of whole grains. So I have no problem. I eat a very balanced diet with lots of protein. I'm hydrated. So the problem happens when I get low on food. And I know this because I've done my entire weight loss journey. I've kept the weight off for over 9 years. And I've done multiple cuts, which I'm on one right now, where I'm trying to lose body fat and get in the best shape that I can and show the muscle that I've built underneath. Also, cheat days keep me motivated to keep going. So when I'm finished this cut that I'm on, I'm gonna give myself a bit of a diet break. And that's motivating as I start to be on the cut for a long time. It's something to look forward to, knowing I don't have to be so restrictive all the time, because I gave you the physical piece of what happens to me, but now I want to cover the mental. Sometimes I need to just have a little more variety of food, and I have done one thing to help my digestion. I have removed caffeine from my diet, which is actually helping, but also, I eat on point in my diet 90% of the time. So having a cheat day every once in a while, which I'll cover how much later, that really helps me stick to what I'm doing and want to stay on track 90% of the time, because I know eventually I'll let myself have some treats. So when I lost weight, I thought exactly what you guys are asking. I thought I'm gonna maintain and eat the same amount of calories. I did portion control in the beginning. Thought I was gonna eat the same amount of portions for the rest of my life. But I realized as I forced myself to stay eating the same thing, I used to struggle with severe emotional eating, and as I stayed restrictive and never gave myself a break off of the structured eating all the time, it started to trigger the emotional eating, and I would go off the rails. So I've learned for myself, And I call it a cheat day, but really like it's a diet break and it's included in my plan. This is part of my lifestyle now. Remember, I am not a doctor. This is not advice. I'm not a professional. Don't listen to me. This is my experience and what I do. Always consult a medical professional before doing anything to do with your weight loss, health, anything like that. I'm just a me. Don't listen to me. It's for entertainment purposes only. I also learned when I stay on the structure too long, I can't keep treats in the house. All I do is think about them because I haven't legalized them. So I learned including a cheat day into my life plan allows me to legalize the food and drop the guilt that I've always had underneath that, which is one of the biggest reasons why I was emotionally eating in the first place. And as I did that, I started to realize the more I legalize food, the less I eat. So even on my cheat days, which I will cover more of like what it looks like and stuff in a few minutes, but even on my cheat days, they started where I was stuffing myself all the time because I was still feeling guilty. As I started to let go of the guilt and let myself be more relaxed with the food on a cheat day, I started being able to keep treats in the house, being able to stick to my plan most of the time, and then enjoying my cheat day without having to overstuff myself. So legalizing the food is another big reason why I have the cheat days as well. Before I move on to the next set of questions, I am in the best shape of my life, leanest and most fit. If you want to know exactly how I get lean, you can buy my weight loss ebook. It's called Leaner Not Meaner. The link's down below, and code Nicole will save you 10% off. You get my exact weight training and cardio plan, my exact 4-week meal plan, and 24 tasty recipes. It's like spending a month with me, pretty much, like being a fly on the wall. So you can check that out if you like. And if you're looking for a good protein powder, HTLT Subs, literally the best tasting protein powder ever, and it blends really well in everything. I had s'mores tonight because I was having chocolate cravings. This is my go-to for chocolate cravings. There's also a chocolate peanut butter, which I also use, but tonight it was s'mores. Code Nicole will save you 15% off, and the link is down below for that. The next set of questions are, how many do you have and what do they look like? So I don't have a super set answer for how many do you have because it all depends on our current goals. So Kyle has lost the same amount of weight as me, kept it off for the same amount of time. When we first started having cheat days, like I said, we were still feeling kind of guilty about having them and we were scared of gaining our weight back. So we ended up going super restrictive in our diet throughout the week, which meant we needed more cheat days. So we were doing one every single week. And we did that for a few years until we learned to be more relaxed in our way of eating during the week, relaxing our regular diet, being more flexible with the foods that we included, and really enjoying our normal diet throughout the week. Then we didn't need as many and we started to go to once a month. The last few years, we've been really embracing bulking and cutting, which I've explained in a few videos, but basically we want to build muscle because we had a lot of loose skin after we lost the weight and we wanted to fill out some of the loose skin with muscle. So in order to build muscle, you have to eat in a calorie surplus. You can't be in a deficit because you won't gain any muscle. So we learned to eat a little more calories for a while, build the muscle in the gym, really intense training. And then we go into a cutting period where we lower our calories and we drop, because along with the muscle, you also gain some fat. So to do that, we do the cut, drop our calories, we lose the fat that we gained and show the muscle that we built underneath. And that's helped us totally reshape our bodies. When we're doing a bulk, we usually let ourselves have a cheat day once a month or more if we need it. When we're doing a cut, we don't do any. We do something that we call a boost instead. So like on this cut, it's been about every 4 weeks so far, we'll give ourselves a boost/diet break. And what that looks like is we'll eat normal all day. except at dinner, instead of our regular dinner, we'll let ourselves have whatever we're craving. Usually it's chicken fingers and fries, and we let ourselves have as much of that as we want. Last time it was chicken wings that we just had. Then we'll have some ice cream. I'm gonna be honest with you, we split a tub of ice cream because that's what we want. We'll have like a dessert, like a cake or muffin with it. We split a bag of chips and sometimes peanut butter and jam and some cereal at the end. And then we go immediately back to our calorie deficit the next day. And that helps us get our weight moving again. We do that when we hit like a plateau or a lull where we don't have any energy and we need the boost to kind of pick us up. So that's what we do. Then on holidays, it looks a little different. We have learned if we don't embrace celebrating the holidays and enjoying our favorite foods around the holidays, all heck breaks loose. So for example, our first Christmas after losing weight, we went to a Christmas party and we didn't eat anything. And the only thing that we ate was Kyle sadly eating raw green peppers at the table with no dip and looking real sad. And like it's burned in my brain. After that, a couple days later, we had aftermath of denying ourselves. We ended up eating an entire box of Christmas cookies that we really didn't want. And then because we felt guilty about that, we went off the rails for weeks and we had to work really hard to get back. We had to work really hard to get back on track with our diet again. So on the holidays, Christmas is coming because we're Canadian, so we've already had our Thanksgiving. So the next holiday is Christmas. We let ourselves every year now have a day and a half. So eat normal for the first half of Christmas Eve, the second half we eat whatever we want, and the next day we eat whatever we want. And then usually New Year's, our birthdays, and then any other holiday that we choose, we'll let ourselves have a cheat day. But we plan it so we'll eat, very regimented on our diet until that, and then let ourselves have the day. And what do they look like? So I shared what the boost looks like. What a cheat day looks like is we have actually old cheat day videos where when we were first starting, we filmed ourselves having the cheat day. So you can actually go see exactly what we ate. In the beginning, for those cheat days, we used to eat like donuts and like a lot of sugar in the morning, like big bowls of cereal. And it was great, but we learned as we did that more that we didn't really feel that great halfway through the day. We kind of had like a sugar crash, and we thought we can't really enjoy the cheat day feeling like that, and then we couldn't really eat the rest of the day. So the last couple of years, we've been having a more balanced breakfast and then letting ourselves eat whatever we want the rest of the day. Usually we have like a Kodiak pancake, the chocolate chip one. We make big waffles out of it, and we make big servings of waffles. We put as much peanut butter and syrup on it. We have bananas and we have Greek yogurt, usually with some sort of fruit. Then we have like usually we'll get like a large pizza and split it, and then get like some chicken wings or fries. And then we have ice cream, chips, usually some cake, and peanut butter, toast jam, cereal. Can you tell those are our favorite foods? So that's what that looks like. And we let ourselves eat as much as we want until we're satisfied, not until we're overstuffed. Because we've legalized the food in the cheat days, we can stop when we're full. We can literally go freeze the rest of a bag of chips or cake or whatever we don't finish, because we don't make ourselves eat it all and we don't need to eat it all. And so then the next day, because we let ourselves have it and we know we'll let ourselves have it again, we can get right back on track and eat our regular diet until our next cheat day. The amount of cheat days that we have depends on our current goals. We have the cheat days so that we can really crush it most of the year and then really let ourselves enjoy the days that we have cheat days without guilt around them.
Me and Nicole are very food motivated, so
Yes.
to set those mini goals, like my workouts again, like we just had a boost and my cardio was on fire today. The weight training, I felt really strong, really motivated to get back in there.
Yes, and
I slept 3 hours last night. So that tells you anything.
hey, I was I slept about 2 hours. I was up at 3 and my alarm went off at 5:20, and I've been like, but my training was on point tonight too. I pushed through, even when I was like struggling to get the weight up. And before we had the boost, last Friday we had the boost. The Wednesday that we trained, we were both like dragging.
And I slept a lot that day, and I was rested and feeling okay. I just needed more food.
Yeah, and once we got the more food, now we can push it for we have 5 weeks until Christmas, and that's our goal. So we're gonna crush it now after the boost.
Another thing I'll add, like, I know we've kind of talked about this, but they're not willy-nilly.
No.
We choose the food now versus way back in the day with the emotional eating. It was choosing us.
That's a really good point. Thanks for bringing that up, because yes, when we were emotionally eating and our eating was out of control and we didn't have like any self-discipline or anything, it was the food that was in control of us.
And it's not very fun or enjoyable when you're feeling like that around food.
So by legalizing it and stopping labeling food good and bad and stuff, and just letting ourselves eat what we like and stay in our calories most of the time, and then having those relaxed days built into our plan, we are now in control of the food, which is why we can keep treats in the house when we couldn't before. We can stop eating a bag of chips, put it away, leave it in the freezer for a couple months before we go back to it again. And that's all because we've allowed ourselves those cheat days. So I hope that helps anybody that's struggling with this or wants to know what it's like. Thank you for watching. Peace, Mom Muffin, and I'll see you in the next video.
Whoa.
This shaker.
See you.
Remember, the friends, that weight loss isn't just about the number on the scale. It's also about here and here. Heart and mindset. Fight through it. You can do it.